really been realizing in recent months and like that the early 2000s were fucking lit, bro. Like there was just so much fire that came out in that time, like whether it be gadgets such as these, but I'm mostly really talking about like music that came out in the early 2000s. I've really been excited about this music that came out during that time. It just really is such a cool timepiece, and there's a lot of diversity from that time, a lot of cool kind of experimentation in the early 2000s. And the early 2000s, what I'm talking about mostly is 2000, the year 2000 to 2004, so that 5 year time frame. And there's just so much great music that came out that year, and so many cool gadgets, and just various different things that were so cool. And I've just been so into iPods and stuff, and there's early iPods, and the music just goes along with it, honestly, just like the music that you would have put on your iPod at that time when it was coming out. And because these early iPods were just a figment of the early 2000s, like they only had those models that were released once a year, and that was it. That was the only time they were ever released. And it's just like such a relic, like these right here. This is 2001, this is 2003, this is 2004. This came out in 2003. The original, the PlayStation 2 came out in 2000. So it's just like timepieces. Like there's really cool things that come out, and you can't, all these you have to buy secondhand now, and you can't just get them anymore. Over 20 years, 25 years ago, which is pretty crazy. But as stuff has just progressed like crazy, I've gotten into that before. But the main reason I'm making this video is I wanted to, on this channel, I love talking about this music, and I love recommending albums. I love talking about albums, and love just digging into discographies and just being excited about music and just albums, and love listening to full albums, and love getting into different artists at different at certain times. And the early 2000s was just a very special time for music, I feel like, and I just like didn't really realize it that much until recently. I was very young at that time. I was born in 97, so I was just like, I was a kid in the early 2000s, so this stuff was very exciting to me. And I probably would have been even more excited if I was a little bit older, like if I was born in like the early 90s or something. But some really cool stuff in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and I can't remember too much stuff from that time. I was so young. I still have these like vague memories, and all just like a fever dream. I feel like just like adds to it to me, for me, like just like it's like damn, like this, like I know that stuff existed. I remember like being a thing, but I like can't remember at the same time. And so it just really is a cool thing for me, and I really think I was kind of born at like a pretty interesting time, cool time, to be honest. I just really been on like crazy nostalgia kick. A lot of people do that, but I've been on a crazy nostalgia kick, that is for sure. And a lot of this stuff was like nostalgia kick of stuff I didn't even know existed. But I love old stuff, and I've just kind of decked out my house with a lot of old stuff, and I like a good mix of mostly old stuff and some new stuff I can fuck with, like, so. But I've got a little sheet here, wrote a lot of stuff down, a lot of artists down, and I just want to go by year, just talking about people, just artists that released albums in those years in the early 2000s. And I will probably forget some of the names. I just wrote down the artist names here. I might forget some of the names of the albums, so bear with me, but I will throw all of them on the screen here. Album artwork's on the screen here, so I hope you guys enjoy this. It's gonna be fun. I made this list this morning. I've been thinking about making a video like this for a while, so I've just been so excited about early 2000s music and such. So let's dig right in, starting with the year 2000. I'm just gonna go in order like what I wrote down the artists here, I guess left to right. And first one I've got here for 2000 is Deltron 3030, released a self-titled only album they ever released. And this is 25th anniversary this year. They're going on tour, but wasn't really an album that honestly like grew on me recently. I just really been like loving it. It's really cool album, and really cool, just kind of like dystopian, futuristic kind of sounds, and just like it's such a timepiece too, just like with like the computer and sci-fi stuff that was going on around that time. As computers becoming so much more readily available, and people were on the internet, and it was still brand new. It was really cool. So it was really cool bringing that aspect into it. And it's really just a great album all around. Really cool stuff. Next is an EP, not technically an album, but Forge Canada released their EP, A Beautiful Place Out in the Country, Really love this, like 4 tracks, just incredible, just like ambient tracks that are just so nice and just like a perfect. They're like all about like 6 minutes long. Really, really nice. Accompanies me sunbathing very well. It's like first 2 songs and flip next 2 songs. But it's really incredible. Just like peak Boards of Canada in that early 2000s. Great stuff that came out that year. Next, I'm talk about Behemoth. Behemoth released a ton of stuff in the early 2000s. I'm going to mention them multiple times in this video. But Behemoth Thelma 6 came out this year. It's pretty just they're straightforward, like black and death metal kind of sound. They're crazy vocals and just like barbaric, beat down insanity. That's what their music I would explain it as. Next, talk about Deftones released White Pony, which a big favorite. A lot of people love this album. I like it a lot. Not my favorite Deftones album, but it's still it was pretty kind of a groundbreaking album. Really, it was pretty important for like new metal, and it was different. I enjoy going back to it. I've been pretty excited about it. Got it on my everyday pod right now, which I have right here to listen to. I've been pretty excited about it and want to go back to it. Next, Heavier Side again, got Brodequin. They released Instruments of Torture. It's their first album, I believe. Just straight up insane, brutal death metal, just done perfectly. They released a lot of stuff in the 2000s as well, which I will get into. But yeah, their first album, really great. It's one I've come back to a lot. I've been going back, not as much recently, but still really great stuff. And this is probably one of the most popular ones on this list that like well known is Radiohead released Kid A. I still really like this album. It was very interesting for the time. It was another kind of timepiece, or just like the computer or sci-fi like wonky sounding shit, like kind of trippy sounding. And it's a lot different than their other stuff, and I really like to see that experimentation. It's such a cool piece of work. I haven't listened to it in quite a while, but I was pretty obsessed with it back in like 2020 and was listening to it a lot. And still a really cool album, and definitely worth putting on here. And I want to also mention that I'm not naming all the albums from these years. Obviously, these are the ones that mostly stand out for me personally, and the ones that really excite me. And just wanted to put that out there. Next, I have Dernier Volonté, a very not well-known artist, a French artist. Released his album Les Fruits Sacrés, and this album's just like a straight like the old school Dernier Volonté before he started getting more poppy. It's like martial industrial and dark ambient. A lot of is what this album is, and it's the one that really got me interested in his work. And the later stuff is fun too, like it grew on me with the more poppy side of things, the military pop sound. And but I still really like this album. I have it on vinyl. Need to listen to it again. Honestly, it's been a while, but really important one for me within like experimental stuff and just like dark ambient music. Really great album. Next, get into some more heavier stuff again. I got Discordance Axis, The Inalienable Dreamless. Really incredible album. Just straight up in your face grindcore, amazing grindcore. Love the vocals on this. Just another an album where the album artwork does not match the music at all. But it's just like fucking love it, bro. It's just like it just hype you up so hard. Just really great stuff. We've got Linkin Park. Linkin Park meets their Hybrid Theory, their debut. Really, man, like I guess you can kind of look at this like somewhat as a guilty pleasure, but like I think Linkin Park's pretty like pretty well respected in the grand scheme of things. I feel like just like you can't not fuck with them. They're just so good. Like the first few albums are just so fucking good. Like, and this one especially, just like I've been going back to this one a lot. Like I thought Meteora was my favorite, but it's really hard. Like this Hybrid Theory's been kicking me in the ass, man. I've been loving it. It's such a timepiece as well. Just like such great music, but so much fun. It just reminds me of when I was a kid, and I didn't really listen to the whole album when I was a kid. It's mostly just like In the End and stuff like that. But Numb, I guess was Numb on this one. I think Numb was on the Meteora. I can't fucking remember. I'm pretty sure In the End was on Hybrid Theory. I'm pretty sure I got that right. But great album. Such a figment of the early 2000s. Really great stuff. And people say it doesn't age well, but I fucking love it. I don't care if it ages well. Honestly, it's such great music. Um, Next we got Immortal, more heavy stuff. Immortal Damned in Black. A little bit still getting their like kind of like heavier side here, like they had on Blizzard Beasts. Like they, um, but obviously they started getting into more of their kind of like thrash, like German thrash influence on these. With obviously the last one before this, like magnum opus. Before this one, in this one they kind of just, like it was a little bit more brutality with the thrash mixed in, and then yeah, but still incredible album. Immortal, it's fucking sick. One of the best black metal bands ever. Fucking love them. Like flawless discography, amazing stuff. Next, one of my favorites on this list, as of late especially, the Mountain Goats, the Coroner's Gambit. Oh my fucking god, incredible fucking folk album, indie folk, folk punk ish, I guess you could say. But holy shit, this album is fucking amazing. I talked about this in the other albums thing video I made like last month. Please check out this album if you haven't. It's just like such an incredible album if you love folk, and I just incredible storytelling. Just the songs are so fun to sing along to, and they remind me of my wife Caitlin so much, and just like I just really love it so much. It's just like so great. Love it, love it. Um, Next we got one from my childhood as well. Didn't really listen to it until like 2015 is really when I started listening to the full album. But the song Black Label in this album I was a big thing when I was a kid. It was on video games and stuff, and it was on my iPod. Lamb of God, their first album, New American, fuck, I can't think of it right now, but yeah, their first album, their debut album. This band is actually from my hometown of Richmond, Virginia. Very well-known metal bands, very popular metal band, but this album goes fucking hard. Group metal, done very well. Still really like it, still listen to it quite a lot. Next we have Underoath with Cries of the Past. This is their second full-length album, and it's very different than the Underoath that would come later and what people think about as Underoath. And I've talked about that before, just how it's really crazy how people don't just like completely like dismiss this album. Like some fans of Underoath don't even count this as their albums. It is so different than their like metalcore, poppy metal, like the mall metalcore stuff that came later, and the mall emo kind of metalcore mixed shit that came out in the early 2000s. But I still like that stuff. I can't lie. Like they're only Chasing Safety and stuff like that. Like it's still good. But this one just like really took me off guard when I like dug into their stuff. I was just like I was into some like metalcore. I wanted to go back to some old school metalcore, but this just like it's like this the death and black metal influence on this is insane. Like, and it's just done so well. It's like yeah, it's a little rougher on the edges, but like, man, it sounds so good. Black metal's supposed to be rougher on the edges and stuff, and I really, this is just such a fun album. I really love it. And just like the mix of ambient on it, like they have mix these like ambient textures in. It's really just fucking incredible album. I just really, it's so fun to listen to. But, yeah, I think there's something else I forgot to put on here. No, I think that's it. That's it for 2000. So that ends the year 2000. But lots of heat that year. Obviously, we just went through a lot of heat there. But moving on to 2001. I don't want to make this too crazy long video, so I've got some stuff to talk about here. But 2001, going a little heavy here at the beginning. We've got Abigail. Their album Satanized came out this year, which is kind of their. I've talked about this in my my metal albums you listened to last month, and so you should have listened to it already. But this album's pretty cool, like in between, like getting into their more like avant-garde kind of black metal sound that they would go into in the later 2000s. And really just great black metal band, great black metal album. I love how they kind of changed up their style so many different times, and just like consistently just released great black metal music over the years. Amazing band. Next, more heavy stuff, Mutilation, another black metal band from France. They released Grimly Reborn, Black Millennium, Grimly Reborn. This is the album that got me into Mutilation, and I still really love it. Really just sick, raw black metal, depressive, suicidal black metal. DSBM, probably should bleep out the S word there. You know how that goes sometimes with YouTube, but really just great band, great album right there. Great black metal album if you're looking for some good black metal. I'm sure you probably already know about it if you're into black metal, but you know. 2001, next one, we got A$AP Rock, Labor Days, springing in that. There's a lot of like hip hop heat that was released in the early 2000s. This one of them, Labor Days, just great abstract underground hip hop. Just straight up love it. Really great album. Next, we got The Shirt On, Slipknot, released Iowa in 2001. Iowa's grown on me over the years. Really mostly loved their self-titled before, but Iowa's grown on me. It's just so heavy and just like raw and like it's fucking it's just heavy, bro. It's a fucking heavy album for a new metal album. And it's really sick, and I've really been liking that. Want to go back to that quite often. There was a few songs I used to listen to on it from back in the day, like Left Behind was one that I listened to as a kid, and among others. But really great album, great new metal. I mentioned this artist in the last one, Brodequin. Great. This is their second album. Oh shit, knocking my iPods over. But this is their second full-length album. Can't think of the name right off the top of my head right now, for some reason. But just straight up brutality. Love the album artwork. Just cool stuff. Brutality, brutal death metal. Just done perfectly. Next, a little bit lighter, we've got Bjork with Vespertine. Great, just experimental pop, ambient sounds on this. Just incredible winter album, and just Bjork just did it good with this one and the one before it. Got System of a Down, released Toxicity, straight up classic at this point. I was really obsessed with one of the first like alternative metalish bands that I got into when I was a kid. I was really hard into them in 5th grade. There was a guy that I used to hang out with in the skating scene that was really into System of a Down. I remember like trying to get that shit like on, like download it from the internet and just like have it on my pod and stuff like that. And it's System of a Down was a big band for me, getting into heavier stuff when I was a kid. Toxicity is great album. So many great things. The album artwork so nostalgic. Fucking love it. Just like it just gives me a feeling when every time I see it. It's just really good stuff. Still really love it. Next, I was talking about Immortal on the last album, the last year, 2000. They were very influenced by this band Kreator. This is Kreator's Violent Revolution. Just great German thrash band. Just that early 2000s kind of sound, more produced, but really solid stuff, and just reminds me of Immortal, obviously, as Immortal's getting influence from them. Just great German thrash, and really fun stuff. Next we got Death in June, All Pigs Must Die. Great neofolk, weirdo, experimental, kind of just really noisy at times. But Death in June, interesting band. I've like come back to them so much over the years, but I just like never gotten like crazy huge into them. But this album kind of sticks out. This is one of the more popular ones, and I think some people hate it, some people like it. I don't fucking know. I don't really know that much about it. I'm like digging into it that much, but I just know I enjoy it, and I enjoy a few other Death in June releases, and this one just kind of stands out. It's a good one from 2001. Next, one of my favorites from this year is definitely Thursday's Full Collapse. Just love this incredible 10 out of 10 post-hardcore, just screamo, incredible. Just there's nothing more to say about it. It's just fucking amazing album. Another hip hop banger from this year, Cannibal Ox, The Cold Vein, incredible. Just goes along with A$AP Rock. Just straight up amazing. Early 2000s sound. Just that sound from that underground. It just had its own just cool fucking sound from that time, and I just really fucking loved it. It's so cool. There's so much great stuff from that time and that style of music, and that style of hip hop just in general. Next we got Gorguts. I can't fucking remember the name of it right now. It's like I can like picture it, but I can't think of it. But this is their album after Obscura, and it's very much on the same realm of Obscura. Very they're just getting more into that avant-garde, wonky, technical death metal sound that they kind of went into, and it's just like stuff I really didn't like that much before, but I've really just loved and just fallen in love with it in like recent months. It's just like my growth with the music, going back into the metal that I had like seen before and didn't really like the first go around when I was really getting into it, like going on like 10 years ago now. But it's crazy. There's like I've really been loving going back and listening to the more like experimental stuff and the stuff that it has to grow on me over the years. Next we have The Used. They're self-titled. I think this game, maybe this is 2002. I may have fucked this up, and this may have been 2002. So it's 2001 or 2002. But The Used, self-titled, just great. Another post-hardcore album. It's just fun to sing along to. Like post-hardcore is just like, yeah, it's kind of like poppy screamo, I guess I can kind of call it in a way. We have The Microphones, The Glow Part 2, really great indie folk album, just very noisy at times, and just really just cool, interesting little album that's fun to listen to here and there, sit down and listen to. Then we have A Null Enough Rock, another heavy one to end the list here, for the 2001. The Codex Necro, straight up insane, like industrial black metal, just fucking crazy, just straight up. This is before they started doing their more like harmonic vocals and more melodic stuff, which I really enjoy that as well. But Codex Necro is just like straight up in your face, like fuck you, industrial black metal, and some people just like don't even register their other stuff. They just think this is the only Null Enough Rock album that exists. So
as I'm editing this, I wanted to say that I forgot a few albums I wanted to mention real quick. And one of them was for 2001, which was Techno Animal released The Brotherhood of the Bomb. Just a great, just industrial hip hop album that came out at that time, and it's one that's grown on me over the years.
Moving on, 2002, we got the first one that came to mind was LP with Fantastic Damage. I really love this stuff. It just goes along with the Cannibal Ox, A$AP Rock, Deltron, all that stuff. Just in that same kind of realm of that underground hip hop from that time. It's just incredible shit. I love the album artwork. Love the music on it. Really just cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Next we got Judas Iscariot. It was their final release he ever released in the 2002. Can't think of the name right now. I don't know why I just slipped it. I can like think of it. It's like all these are like on the tip of my tongue. I'm forgetting, but I just can't think of it right now. But album workers on the screen, obviously. Just straight up, just the raw black metal sounds, the U.S. black metal, and really just great album, and I really enjoy it. It's really, Judas Iscariot is one of my favorite all around black metal artists. I really like his music a lot. Released some great stuff in that late 90s, early 2000s era. So, then we have some more hip hop, great along the same lines. Atmosphere, God Loves Ugly. Talked about this on my hip hop albums list earlier last month, and LP was on there as well, obviously. But just more that great hip hop sound. We got the Mountain Goats again. Mountain Goats released 2 albums this year, but the one I want to talk about is All Hail West Texas, the one I really like. But All Hail West Texas just like kind of is like the next step from the Coroner's Gambit. It's just like going along the same realm. The Coroner's Gambit is just my favorite Mountain Goats album, but All Hail West Texas up there with it. Really great stuff. Really love it. Just around the same realms, great storytelling, so fun to sing along to. Just love it so much. Like that era, like from like there's like 3 albums of the Mountain Goats that are just like prime, incredible shit, and just really love listening to them. We got Behemoth again. Mentioned Behemoth earlier. This was the Zos something, whatever. I think it's Zos. Starts with Zos. But this album, really like this album artwork, and just like more, they're just very Behemoth style, just brutal, black and death metal. Or death metal inspired black metal, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Got System of a Down again. System of a Down released Steal This Album that year in 2002. another great one. One of my favorites by them. I mean, they only have 5 albums, but this is like the last of their their the first like trilogy of albums were just so fire. All of them, every single song was just so sick. But yeah, another great one from them. Then we got probably the best one of the best on the list, best from this year, definitely my favorite. Boards of Canada, GeoGaddy, one of my favorite albums ever now. Like, just fucking love this album. Incredible. Like, just Boards of Canada at their best. So many cool samples, so many cool ambient sounds, and just blows me out of the park. I fucking love this album. It makes me feel insane. There's so many fucking cool sounds, and just like, this album is amazing. I fucking love this album. Incredible, incredible, incredible. We got some more post-hardcore. Got Taking Back Sunday. I forgot what is this called? It's like Friends, something about Friends. I know that, but this album is really fun. Really just kind of poppy like post-hardcore stuff from this year. It's just like really, really fucking great. And we have Immortal again. Immortal, Sons of Northern Darkness. Fucking banger of an album. Just their last before, like the last with a bath, and the last after a long hiatus, and just banger after banger on this album. Really just great, straight up thrash inspired black metal. Really just incredible stuff. Then one last one of the guilty pleasure ones here. We got to throw a few of these in, of course. We got Disturbed's Believe. Probably my favorite Disturbed album. It's so fun. There's so many just great sing-along songs on this album. Just great kind of new metalish sounds. Disturbed was just like a big band for me when I was a kid, and they're just so nostalgic to me, and I fucking love a few of like their albums. I don't fuck with The Sickness, but I fuck with Believe and 10,000 Fists. They're just like, they just really stand out to me. I really love them. But let's keep going. 2003, almost done here. Technically only we're a little over halfway through now. So 2003 was one of the big ones that I wanted to like make this video in the first place, because there's just like so much great music came out. There was just so much music in general came out. I was like, damn, there's just so many bangers that came out this year. But I'm seeing just like all of the 2000s now, like just had so much great stuff. But 2003 was like one of the things that kind of made me want to make this video. That's when this iPod came out. The third generation iPod came out that year, and 2003 was just like a banger of a year. But some great stuff. The first one I put on here, Intestine Ballism, The Banquet in the Darkness. Fucking incredible. Melodic death metal album, Japanese melodic death metal. Just probably my favorite melodic death metal album I've ever heard in my life. And just love this album so much. Really incredible band. All 3 of the releases are just straight gold, and just love it. Love this album so much. Their second album, and just amazing. Got Deftones again, released their self-titled. It's one of my favorites of theirs. Definitely stands out to me, especially recently. I love just like the atmospheric kind of sounds a lot of these songs have. Just Deftones were just a cool band. I really like them. Then we've got Wormed. I think it's one of their first albums. It's just crazy that their stuff went back so far, but just straight up like the sci-fi inspired brutal death metal. Really just done well, and great stuff, really cool stuff. We have Dernier Volonté again, released this album. I can't think of the name right now. It's in French, of course, but just can't think of the name right now. Another one is on the tip of my head, tip of my tongue, but this one he started getting more into his more like military pop kind of sound, and still had some of that industrial and stuff in there, but had his roots. But this just like more poppy album, and really cool. Then we have another melodic death metal release, Children of Bodom. It's a lot different sound than Intestine Ballism. It's more just like polished and interesting. Not more interesting than Intestine Ballism, but like, you know what I mean. I like this album a lot. It's just a fun one to turn on and listen to within that sphere. And then we have Him, released Love Metal. It's another kind of favorites by a lot of the Him fans. Not that Him ever released anything bad, but yeah, great goth metal, love metal, as they like to pioneer themselves as. But just super fun, poppy stuff to sing along to and have fun with. We have Linkin Park again. Linkin Park released Meteora in 2003. incredible album, so much fun. Still really love it, very much so. We had Foo Fighters, my One by One. This is my favorite Foo Fighters album all around. Love every song on it. Um, it's had a few of their hits on it, like All My Life and Times Like These. And the Foo Fighters are just super nostalgic for me, and I love some of their music, and I love going back to this. Super fun thing to listen to. We've got some more hip hop here. We got the MF Doom aliases. We had King Ghidorah album that came out this year, and we had the first Victor Vaughn album, and both of them really fire. Really love them. The Victor Vaughn one is the Vaudeville Villain. It's probably my favorite of the two, but they're both really just fire stuff and really great stuff that came out that year. Then we have Leviathan, their debut album as well. Another pioneer of the DSBM style. Next we have Postal Service, one of my favorite albums of all time. It's great indie-tronica album. It's 10 out of 10 easily. Every song is just so fire. Every song is so good. Makes me emotional. Just such a great album. Really just love it. Incredible stuff. Some more straight up black metal stuff from that time. I got Sorry Guys released an album that year. Satanic War Master released an album that year. And then we have Dimmu Borgir released one of their most acclaimed albums that year as well. It's probably my favorite by Dimmu Borgir, and really enjoy this one a lot. It's the one I go back to the most by them. Very symphonic, classical sounding, very cool stuff. And then the last two I got here, some more post-hardcore stuff. We have Thrice released an album this year, and really just great post-hardcore fun stuff. Reminds me of when I was a kid, just hearing their stuff on like video games and just around that time, being into stuff like that. And then we had Thursday, War All the Time, incredible follow-up to Vocal Lapse. Vocal Lapse is my favorite, but War All the Time is another great one to listen to. Just great post-hardcore band. One of my favorite post-hardcore bands. Love Thursday.
It's another album that came out in 2003 that I forgot to mention, somehow didn't get on my list. It was Mutilation released another album that year. It was Majestus, The Process, I think. Yeah, but this album here, great, just raw black metal, just straight up the alley of Mutilation, and just great stuff.
Next, moving on to last year's, the 2004. A lot of great stuff from 2004 as well. So let's jump right in with got Necrophagist. So number one on this list here is Necrophagist Epitaph. Oh my god, incredible technical death metal. Just so fun. Such a comforting album to me. I love listening to it, and just like really changed the game for technical death metal. Just made it what it is today. Really influential, incredible album. Next we had Jesu, another, oh god, I love this album. Another great sunbathing album for me. I listen to it in the sun a lot, and just like those like hazy, like humid summer afternoons, like just this like goes with it so well. Just kind of this like atmospheric, like droning ambience, like industrial metal just mixed with shoegaze, like so much great stuff. It's just such a cool sound. I really love the sounds on this album. It's really such great stuff, and I love listening to it. I've been really excited about it again recently. I'm listening to it a lot. Next we have one from my childhood that I love so much, Green Day, American Idiot. Like pop punk done so well, in my opinion. I just love this album. Just it'll always be special to me. I just love it. It's so fun, super nostalgic. One of the first albums I ever got into by myself when I was a kid in like 3rd grade. Big music album for me. Next I have Mayhem. It's the only Mayhem album I really go back to that I give that much of a shit about, honestly. It's Chimera. I really love this album. Just like has that like kind of more interesting avant-garde-ish kind of sound that black metal was taking with the early 2000s experimentation. And I really like this Mayhem album. It's really great stuff. Null Rock released Domine this year. They started to get into their more singy stuff mixed in there. Still straight up brutal industrial black metal. It's another great album by them. My Chemical Romance, Three Cheers to Sweet Revenge, great. Other kind of goes along with the Green Day album for me. Just they're just so fun, poppy, kind of hunky emo stuff. Just really fun stuff. I love it. It's a fun album. It's the only one I really care about from them either. Then we got Behemoth again, Demigod came out that year. And then we have some hip hop. We have Dialect, Absence came out that year. Great industrial hip hop album, conscious hip hop album, Underground, just great stuff. And then two more that I forgot to actually put on here to end it off would be MF Doom also released some stuff that year. Released his second album under the MF Doom name, being Food. And he also did his compilation with his collaboration with Madvillain or whatever the fuck his name is, Madlib, the producer, and Madvillain was their alias for that, and the Madvillainy album. One was acclaimed MF Doom albums came out that year, 2004, released a lot of heat in that time. Really great, just MF Doom, just so many great samples and just made some really cool stuff. He's doing things differently than a lot of other hip hop people around that time in the underground scene. Well, people in the underground scene were doing a lot of things a lot differently than what hip hop was doing at that time. Recently read a book about that as well, MF Doom. Yeah, that's the early 2000s. That was a lot of the just like stuff that I love so much. I'm sure I missed a few things, obviously, that I may have forgotten about on this list for myself, but obviously there's just a ton of music that came out in the early 2000s. Another one, 2003, I could mention would be Britney Spears released In the Zone, which had Toxic on it. That song is just so fire. One incredible pop song. In 2004, Fergie released The Duchess, that's had some fucking bangers on it as well. I'm gonna add some pop in there for that, but yeah, early 2000s were just fucking lit, man. They had so much great music. Let me know some of your favorites from the early 2000s, 2000, 2004. Tell me what you were doing at that time, if you remember it, if you were alive, if you weren't, or just like barely remember it like me. I don't know, but it's just such a cool time for me, and I hope you guys liked hanging out with me. I'm sure this video got pretty long, and it'll be kind of a bitch to edit, put all this album work in here, but I will do it. So thanks for watching. Comment down below what you think, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.